why Ryan had been spending the vast majority of his nights and weekends with trainers hired by the campus to learn how to tackle the incredibly savvy enemies. James Buck was ex-SAS and ex-Rainbow, a hand-to-hand and bladed weapons expert, among other cool specialties. He'd been hired by the director of the campus, Jerry Hindley, to work with Ryan on his martial skills. A year earlier, Ryan had told Jerry Hindley that he wanted more fieldwork to go along with his analytical role on the campus. He'd gotten
Take exit on right to I-99 South.
He'd done well, but he did not have the same level of training as the other operators in his organization. He knew it, and Hindley knew it, and they also knew their options for training were somewhat limited. The campus did not officially exist. It did not belong to the U.S. government, so any formal training by FBI, CIA, or the military was absolutely out of the question. So Jack and Jerry and Sam Granger, the campus's chief of operations, decided to seek other avenues of instruction. They went to the veterans in the campus's stable of operators, John Clark and Domingo Chavez, and they sketched out a plan for young Ryan, a training regimen for him to undergo in his off hours over the next year or two. And all this hard work had paid off. Jack Jr. was a better operator for all the training he'd undergone, even if the training itself was humbling. Buck, and others like him, had been doing this all their adult lives, and their expertise showed. Ryan was improving, no question, but improving against men like James Buck did not mean defeating them. It merely meant dying less often,
Continue
and forcing
on
Buck and the others
I-99.
to work harder in order to defeat him. Buck must have seen the frustration on Ryan's face, because he patted him on the shoulder, a gesture of understanding. The Welshman could be vicious and cruel at times, but on other occasions he was fatherly, even friendly. Jack didn't know which of the two personalities was being put on, or if they were both necessary aspects of his training, a sort of carrot-and-stick approach. "Chin up, little boy," Buck said. "Heaps better than when you started. You've got the physical assets you need to handle yourself, and you've got the smarts to learn. We just have to keep working on it, continue to build on your technical proficiency and mindset. You're already a sharper tack than 99% of the blokes out there. But that 1% remaining are right bastards. So let's keep at it until we have you ready for them, alright?" Jack nodded. Humility was not his strong suit, but learning and improvement was. He was smart enough to know that James Buck was right, even though Jack wasn't crazy about the prospect of getting his ass kicked a few thousand more times in pursuit of excellence. Jack put his eye protection back on. James Buck smacked the side of Ryan's head with his open hand, playfully. "That's it, lad. You ready to go again?" Jack nodded again, this time more emphatically. "Hell yes." 4. Under the heat of the midday Egyptian sunshine, Cairo's Khan el-Khalili market overflowed with lunchtime diners and bargain shoppers. Food vendors grilled meat, and the heavy aroma wafted through the air. It mixed with the other smells, as coffee houses vented the scents of their brewed beans and the smoke from their hookah pipes out into the narrow, winding alleyways that made up a warren of shops and tent stalls. The streets, alleys, and narrow covered passageways of the marketplace wrapped around the mosques and the stairways and sandstone walls of ancient buildings, and sprawled across a wide portion of the old city. This souk had begun its life in the 14th century as a caravanserai, an open courtyard that served as an inn for caravans passing through Cairo and the Silk Road. Now the ancient and the modern mixed together in a dizzying display in the Khan el-Khalili. Salespeople haggled